Hello. This video represents the production of a beautiful substance that can really give a lot of force to the making of compost. This is the substance here. It's a very humus rich, very broken down, crumbly, very beautiful humus substance. Last fall, this area here is part of a mound of horse manure that was brought in October, November, December, January, February, March. It's been 6 months sitting here and it's been cold. And if I lift this compost up, it's not quite even broken down. It's been here for 6 months. And it just still looks like horse poop. And it smells a little bit like horse poop too. There's a big horse drop right there. So 4 days ago, on this side here, I mixed in about that much of this into the mix of the compost. And if I go in here now, I see that little bit of mixture has really worked to help break down the compost into humus. That's after 4 days. So the question is, what has happened between this non-breaking down that still looks like horse poop and this one that's breaking down with the addition of a little bit of that humus material? So what I'd like to do is to take you over to the berm, the log berm, where I make this substance here, and we can take a look at how it's produced. So this kind of messy looking area here is a log berm. So this kind of messy looking area is a log berm. It's a berm in which logs that were kind of rotted for firewood were laid down and then covered over with dirt. So let's take a closer look at this. So a year ago or so, there were some logs that had been part of a firewood pile, and they got rained on, they got wet. There's the big one there. And they were piled up down in here. And they are in the process now of rotting like that. But as they rot, they create a beautiful humus substance. It's like forest dirt. And over time, those logs break down into this amazing, beautiful substance that can regulate the forming of humus in compost or even in transplanted plants. So this is a way that we can build a berm like this to give ourselves a really good source of this humus. I'm going to pull the good stuff out of the way. And Now we're going to fill the berm here again with some materials to help them break down. So to begin with, I add a little source of nitrogen. These are fava beans here. And some grasses. Need a little bit of nut. Whoop. Bermuda grass. Don't want that. So these are succulent grasses from the spring. And fava beans and a little bit of cabbage leaves. And this type of thing where the root there of an old plant has really good compost in it, that is excellent. There's some more of that. These are old basil roots there, and they have a lot of humus in them. So that's a layer of green material. And now I'll throw a little bit of finished compost on it. And then I'll start layering up some more rotted wood. These are old pieces of wood that was part of the original berm there. And something like this is ready to go back to God, you know. I'll add a little more green stuff. Especially plant roots. The green stuff gives nitrogen to help it begin to really break down. And now I'll add a little more of the finished compost to do in the berm what it does in the compost heap. It's going to help that wood to break down. More pieces of wood. The wood breaks down to make the humus. Plant materials that are half broken down, really good. Pile of herbs and grasses. Stuff like that, really great. So now I'm building up a section of the berm here to once again make more compost. And once that gets built up, it's really good to just take residue from weeding and just cover the whole thing. And let it go for another year or two while we move on to the next section of the berm down there and start harvesting that. This berm is about 60 feet long. I just keep going in and pulling stuff out of it and building it up again, pulling stuff out of it. There's one that's ready to go. And as it happens, I can take that beautiful substance. I often will put it in with a transplant because it helps the roots really establish themselves because it's a rich source of humus. This is compost medicine, very simple to make and very beneficial for plants. Thanks for watching.